Hello guys, I'm just gonna leave this open for a few minutes so people can kind of get it sorted and get their mat ready. And just let me know if the audio's working or if there's anything that needs to get fixed up. Just gonna see if there's a spot. Oh, there, I can see my sister from Nova Scotia's watching, so hello. I'll just give it a few more minutes, but you can get seated on your mat. I'm gonna sit back here just so you can send me a message or something if you can't hear me properly. But for the next couple minutes, we can just sit comfortably with your eyes closed and kind of wait for everyone else to join on in, and I'll check out the messages to see if the volume's good. Perfect. All right, I'll just go check the time. You guys get comfy. Good, so I hear the sounds all right, so that's good. And so we'll just leave it for a few minutes. This is such an awkward thing, but these are the times now, so thanks for bearing with me. There we go, Alex is on too. Hey girl. Sideways. Just to see the whole mat, if I turn it sideways, then you can't see the top half of my body. So I might try like this so you can see everything. Is it okay, the view? I'll push it back a little more. Ooh. This is like hanging out with my friends. Hey guys. Perfect. All right, well, you guys can just get in the zone and sit on your mat nice and comfy with your eyes closed and just breathe for a little bit and kind of shake off the stress of the day. And then I'll cue you in when we're gonna get started. All right, just a couple more minutes. Hope everybody's day went all right. Didn't go too stir crazy. So just as a kind of a PSA or general announcement before we get started, if anytime there's a pose that doesn't feel great for you or you want more of a restorative practice, just take a kick back and do another stretch that feels good for you. Okay, I'll get set up on my mat. There, so if everybody wants to relax with their eyes closed, we'll just start with a little bit of breathing for now. Shake off the day, try to quiet any of the unknowns or our to-do lists in our brain, and just breathe. Feel your shoulders going down and back every time you exhale, and let's just hang out here for a little bit. Good. Keep breathing just like that, and I'll just see if everyone's all checked in. Awesome. Good, so as everyone's sitting nice and comfortably, their eyes are closed, their face is soft. Take a little moment to be grateful that we're warm and in our cozy homes, and send a little bit of thanks to everybody who's out there working hard for us. And from here, let's start with just warming up our neck with some gentle movement side to side. Rolling it back and forth. Take a little bit of extra time on any spots that feel a bit tight. Might be spending a little bit more time on our phones lately, so try to loosen that up. You can turn your half circles into full circles. So drawing a big circle with your nose, try to feel a stretch in your throat, stay long in the back of your neck, and roll all the way around. You can take your circles the opposite direction. And one more big circle, bring your head back to the center. And then you're gonna drop your chin all the way to your chest. Sit up nice and tall. And then take your gaze all the way up to the ceiling. Feel like you're lifting your chin up, stretching all down your front. And tuck it back in. And lift your chin and your gaze towards the ceiling once more. And tuck it back in. We're going to get our body involved now. So as you tuck it in around your back, and as you take your gaze forward, you can bring your chest through. And we'll do a couple seated cat-cows just like that. So you're inhaling as you come through and look up, and tucking your chin as you exhale. So continue on like that. Good. And you can speed it up a little bit as it starts to get warmed up. And make your movements a little bit smaller until you're sitting all the way back up. You're gonna put your hands on your knees and we're gonna round around our hips. So you're gonna round your back as you go back and arch your chest as you come through. It's like cat-cows with a little bit of a twist. So you can let your shoulders and your hips get into it and just get all warmed up. Make sure you go the opposite direction. This time you can try sweeping your head towards the floor. Loosen up your low back. One more big sweep and then come back to the center. Good, we're gonna take our legs out in front of us, shake them out, and try to sit up nice and tall. You're gonna reach your arms over your head. Good, and then we're gonna pick up our right knee and hug it in. So you're hugging this in, point your toes up, keep your hands interlaced, and then you're gonna press your palms up towards the ceiling as you sit up nice and tall. And then we're gonna pick up our left knee. Hug that in. Set it back down, reach up. We're gonna do this a few times. Hug it into your body. Keep sitting up nice and tall, reach towards the ceiling. Go for the left side. And reach. Let's do one more time each side. Hugging it in. And kicking it out, reaching up, left side. And one more time to reach up nice and tall. Good, you're gonna bring your hands down behind you, bend your knees, and let your knees go side to side. Okay, bring your knees back to the center so you're pointing your fingers towards your heels there, and you're gonna lift your hips right off the ground. Big stretch for the front of your shoulders. You can let your head go back a little bit. Keep lifting your hips up. Press into your feet and your hands, and then gently bring your hips back down. Good. Reset your feet and your hands. Press into the floor and lift everything up. Now this time switch it up. For a little extra credit, see if you can hover your hips up off the ground in between your hands. Keep pressing away from the floor. And then gently bring everything down. Good. Cross your ankles and come on over to your hands and knees. And we're just going to rock back and forth to warm up our wrists. Good, and you're going to go a little deeper so you can drop back into child's pose and rock forward onto your wrists a little bit. So keep going back and forth like that. Feel like you're really gripping the floor, spreading your fingers, and rock back and forth. You can keep going like that or add a little bit extra. The next time you rock forward, you can come up into your plank and then go back down. So you can add that into the flow. Or just keep going like you did at the start. Okay, we're going to keep adding on to it. So next time you come forward, all of us are going to meet in the plank. And we're going to add a down dog in the mix. So press away from the floor, tailbone up towards the ceiling, and then rock back to your plank. Knees come down and child's pose. So you're going to rock through that. Now you're coming forward, sending your hips up, coming forward into your plank, drop your knees, and sit back down. Good, so do a couple more like that, rocking back and forth. Good, I'll check this. Keep it up, just do one more, and everybody's gonna meet in your down dog. So finish it up until you get to your down dog, and then you can just hold there. Here, once everyone's in their down dog, you're going to take a bunch of little steps. So you're going to forward fold at the front of your mat and fold forward. So you're going to do a generous bend in your knees, your belly's on top of your thighs, and then roll all the way up to standing. Your head comes up last, and then you're going to keep your arms going up all the way towards the ceiling. Reach. And come balance on your tippy toes. Good, squeeze everything tight, keep reaching. And then drop your heels and fold forward. Good, halfway lift. So you're just getting long in the spine, your hands can come up. And fold. We're gonna step both feet back into our plank. And you can have your knees up or down here anytime you're in your plank. And we're going to keep hugging our elbows in and lower slowly all the way down. Good. Untuck your toes. And you're going to come up to a little bit of a cobra. So you're just opening your chest, a little bit of a back bend. And then you roll all the way down. So try two more like that. You're just going to press away from the floor. Bring your chest through your shoulders and then roll all the way down. So keep your legs engaged this whole time. Press away from the floor. One more. Picking everything up and then rolling it down. So you can either press up through your knees or straight up to the top of your plank. And then we come into a down dog. You can walk it out a little bit, bending one knee at a time. And then we're going to take a bunch of little steps again. You can bend your knees, come up to your fingertips, and we're going to fold at the front. Good. You can totally bend your knees, let your head go, and roll all the way up to standing. Pressing away from the floor with your feet. Roll your shoulders back as your head comes up, and then reach up by your ears and up towards the ceiling. And let's balance on our toes again. And then we're going to drop our heels and fold forward. Halfway lift. So you're just finding length like someone's pulling a string from the top of your head. And then fold. We're going to step our right leg back this time. So we're going to lunge on the right side. From here, you're going to drop your back knee. You can untuck those toes, squeeze your inner thighs together, and bring your arms all the way up. Good. You can kind of sink your hips forward if you want more of a stretch. And then we're going to fold forward, let your fingertips come to the mat, and send your hips back and your left toes up. So you can balance on your fingertips here. Try to pull your shoulders back and down and feel a big stretch at the back of your leg there. And bring your weight forward. Pick up that back knee, so you're in a full lunge. Now we're going to test our balance. Keep your chest open, hover your fingertips, and then bring yourself up into a high lunge so your hands are reaching up towards the ceiling. Good. I feel like a crazy person just talking to myself over here. So we're going to fold forward, plant your hands on the floor, and step back into your plank. Knees up or down. You can lower halfway or all the way. Find a little back bend. And we'll meet up in down dog. So you can press up. Send your hips up. Reset your feet. Press away from the floor with both hands. All right, look between your thumbs. Step, walk, or hop to the front. And you're going to press away from the floor and come all the way up. Arms reaching up towards the ceiling. Good. Once we're all here, you're going to fold forward. You're going to get that on the other side. So you're going to halfway lift. And we're going to fold, plant our hands, step our left leg back this time. Good. Back is nice and long. Squeeze your legs. We'll bring the back knee down, untuck your toes, and sweep your arms all the way up. If you need to, you can double up the mat if it's tight on your knees, or just engage your legs and find a little lift through your lower torso to take the weight off that back knee. And you can sink your hips forward. And then let's bring our hands down to the mat, send our hips back, and find the stretch on the other side. You can always have a bend in that extended leg if your legs are a bit tight. So let's bring the weight forward, pick up that back knee, find your balance, and see if you can come right on up nice and steady. I'm going to add a little something different. You're going to press off that back foot and come right up to standing. Let your arms come down to the sides and just wiggle it out a little bit. All All right, let's reset at the front. Bring your arms down, out, and up. Let's come balance on our tippy toes. And then let your heels come down and fold. Halfway lift. And fold. We're stepping our right leg back. Bring that back knee down. Untuck the toes. And sweep your arms up. So we can do it the same that we did it before, using our hands as balance. Or if you want to try something a little different, interlace your hands behind your back, pull it down, open your heart up, and see if you can find the balance to shift your hips back and fold over that front leg. Or you can use your hands on the ground. So keeping your hands interlaced, just gently release them to your lower back. You're going to shift the weight forward and see if you can pick up that back knee without putting your hands down. And then you can release your hands and reach them up towards the ceiling. Good. Bring your hands back to the mat. Step back into your plank pose. Knees can be down or up here. You can lower halfway or all the way. Find a little back bend. And we'll all meet in down dog. Good. From here, you're going to step, walk, or hop to the front of your mat. Press into the floor and come all the way up to standing. Reach your arms all the way up towards the ceiling. And balance up on your tippy toes. And then heels come down and reach forward and fold. Halfway lift. And fold. We're going to do this on the other side. So step your left leg back. Good. You're going to lunge on this side. Drop your back knee down. And bring your arms up. So you can either bring your hands down for balance or interlace them behind your back. And as we fold forward, send the hips back. And then shift the weight forward. See if you can come on up without your hands. And then release your hands and reach them up. Good. So you're going to bounce off that back leg, step it forward. Let your hands come down and wiggle it out. Just checking in on you guys. All right. Let's switch it up a little bit. We're going to test out our balance. So you're going to reach your arms up and come down into a chair pose. So you're sending your hips down and back. You're going to bring your hands together and slide them down to your heart. Then we're going to test out our balance. So you're going to balance on your left foot and pick your right heel up towards your bum. See if you can balance just like that. And then step it right back so you're in a lunge. Hands are still at your heart. So on an inhale, reach your arms up. And then at the exhale, you can let them slide back down to your center. Good. We're going to bring our hands down to the mat and add a little bit of a twist. So you're planting your inside hand and your left hand is going to sweep across your chest and reach up towards the ceiling. Keep hugging your legs in towards the midline. It might want to pop out a bit. come down and step back to your plank. You can bring your knees down if you want or keep them up. Lower all the way to the floor. Open your heart up with a little back bend. And then press up to your down dog. Reset your feet in your down dog if you need to. And we're gonna step, walk, or hop to the front of our mat. You can have a generous bend in your knees, and we're gonna roll up slowly. Your head comes up last. You can roll your shoulders back. You're gonna try that on the other side. Reach your arms up and sit back into your chair pose. Bring your hands to your heart. And let's try the balance on the other side. So you're going to put the weight in your right foot, keep dropping your hips down, and pick your left heel up. Work on your balance there. Woo. And then see if you can step it right back. Good. So on an inhale, reach your arms up. Feel your ribs expand. And then on the exhale, just bring your hands back to your heart. Start to lean forward, come into your lunge. We're gonna get that twist in on the other side. So plant your inside hand, reach your right hand up towards the ceiling. Look back at your mat. We're going to shift our weight and come right up to a forward fold. Generous bend in your knees, tuck your chin to your chest. Press away from the floor and roll all the way up. Head comes up last, roll your shoulders back, find your mountain pose. Okay, we're going to do another version of that with some twists. But you can do what we just did again if you'd rather keep it like that. But if you want to follow along, you're going to reach your hands up and sit back in your chair. This one's really going to test out our balance. So you're going to bring your hands together, slide them down to your heart. You're going to lean forward a little bit and you're going to twist to the left. And now see if you can pick up that right heel towards your bum. Woo! And then see if you can stay twisted and step it right back. You might tumble out, it's fine. So you're gonna untwist yourself, so you're gonna lunge facing the front. And on your inhale, you're gonna reach your arms up. And then on the exhale, bring your hands back to your heart. Good. Well, I hope you're doing good, I can't tell. Bring your hands down to the mat. Step on back into your plank. Knees up or down. Keep your elbows in as you lower halfway or all the way. A little bit of a back bend before we all meet in down dog. Good. From down dog, you're going to step, walk, or hop to the front of your mat. Big bend in your knees. Press, really press away from the floor as you roll up. Roll your shoulders back as your head comes up. And then we're going to reach our arms overhead and drop back into our chair. Bring your hands together, let them come down to your heart. And now we're going to lean forward a little bit and twist over to the right. See if you can find your balance here. You're going to lift your left heel up towards your glutes. And then see if you trust yourself to step straight back. Once you have your balance, just untwist so you're facing the front. Good, and then an inhale, bring your arms up. And an exhale to let them come back down. Good, you're going to press off that back foot. Come to standing at the front, let your hands come down and shake it out a little bit. Awesome, good job. So we're going to fold forward so we can plant our hands, step right back into our plank, and we're going to bring our knees down wide, toes together, and hang out in child's pose. So from child's pose, you can walk your hands over to the left. Your right hand goes on top of your left, and then press away from the floor and put the weight into your heels. And then we're going to walk our hands through the center and do that on the other side. So a little side body stretch here in child's pose. And back to the center with your hands. Good, you're going to reach your hands forward and you're going to come right up to a down dog. So reset your feet, open up your shoulders. From the down dog here, you're going to widen your feet a bit, widen your stance, have a bend in your knees. You're going to walk your hands back. So you're going to squat at the back of your mat. And play around in your squat here, trying to open it up. If you can't get all the way down with your heels down, your squat can be up here. So let's work on our squat a little bit. Keep your chest up, send your hips down and back, press your knees out and up. And then we're going to press all the way up to standing and reset your feet underneath your hips. Good, so we're at the back of our mat now. We're going to work on a little balance, little walk to the front. You're going to take your right foot, step it forward a little, toes are up. You're going to sweep, folding forward, touching the mat. Balance yourself on that right foot, and then you're going to lift your left knee up. And option to hug it in if you want to add a little stretch there, and you can roll your ankle. Roll it the opposite way. And then we're going to keep this foot in control. We're going to step it forward a little bit. Toes come up. Fold, stretch that leg, sweep the floor. Brace the foot down, find your balance, and you can pick the right knee up. And roll your ankle. Both ways. And let's do it one more time each side till we're all the way at the front. So step it forward, fold, find your balance, hug the knee in. Now, you can stay holding the knee in, or if you want to add an extra challenge, you're going to add a twist. You're going to hold on to that bent leg with your right hand and open up your left arm towards the back. Keep that standing leg nice and strong. Twist from your belly button. And then look back to the front. Hug it in, and last side. Step forward with that left foot. Sweep. Find your balance. That left leg comes up and hug it in. If you want to try the twist on this side, you're going to hold it in your left arm. Take your right arm, peel it across your chest, and look over your right shoulder. Look back to the front, hug it in with both hands. Step the right foot down. Good, we're going to take our left foot, step it all the way to the back of our mat. pigeon toe our feet a little bit, hands on the hips. You can press your hips forward a little bit, lift your chest up. And then you're gonna hinge at your hips and find a wide-legged forward fold. You can let your fingertips come to the floor. Let your head go. On your next inhale, stay forward fold. Just come up onto your fingertips so your back's nice and long. You're gonna bring your heels in just a little bit and you're gonna let yourself do a little side lunge, side to side. Those opposite toes can pop up. If you wanna go a little deeper, you bring your hands to your heart. Keep dropping your hips down and back and open up the inside of your legs, going back and forth. One more time each side. And then both legs are straight and fold. You're going to walk your hands towards that front foot, pivoting everything so you're in a lunge. You're going to plant your hands and step right back to your down dog. So we're going to hold our down dog here for a little bit, get some stamina in the shoulders. If you want to go next level and get a little shoulder burn, you can follow along or take child's pose when you need to. But for those of you who want a little burn, you're going to lift your right leg up towards the ceiling. Bend it at the knee, bring it forward to tap your right elbow, and then send it back up. Then we're going to bring it through to tap our left elbow, and send it back up. Now we're going to try to tap our knee to our nose, so you're rounding your back, tucking it in, and then sending it back. My voice is going to sound weird because I'm trying so hard. Left leg comes up this time. You're going to bend it at the knee, tap the outside of your left elbow, send it back up. Come over to the left elbow, squeeze, send it up. Last one, knee to nose, press away from both hands, see if you can get knee to nose. Send it back up. Bring both feet to the ground, drop your knees, and relax. We'll meet everyone in child's pose. And hang out here. You can roll your wrists if you'd like as you're relaxing in child's pose. Okay, bringing your chest up a little bit, look between your thumbs. We're going to come on up to our hands and knees. Press on up to our plank. Just so we have room, we're going to bring our right knee towards our right thumb. So we're in a little pigeon pose here. Keep your chest lifted. Get a little stretch. If you want to go a little deeper in pigeon pose, you can start to walk your hands forward and drop your chest to the floor. Slowly start to bring the weight back up to your hands. Come on up high. If it's available to you, you can bend that back leg and reach forward. It's quite an intense stretch though, so even if you're just trying to get your heel towards your bum, that'll help. If you're holding onto that back leg, try to let it down gently. We're gonna press in our hands and just step back to our down dog so we can pedal it out, loosen the hips up a little bit, dropping the heels side to side. And then we're gonna come forward into our plank so we can set up on the other side. So the left knee is gonna come up towards that left thumb. The back leg straight behind you. Good. Try to find a little lift and a little length first. And then if it feels comfortable, you can come all the way down. Just gonna hold and breathe here for a little. And then we'll use our hands to gently bring ourselves back up. You can bend that back leg. Reach back forward if it's there for you. And then gently release it. This time we're just gonna come onto our outer hip there so we can bring the feet out in front of us and wiggle them out. Good. Shake that out. I'm gonna cross our legs together and just add a couple little circles there to loosen up our low back and our hips. So just like we did at the start. Take your circles the opposite direction. And then we're going to take our right leg, extend it out long, and you can fold forward over that extended leg, or just hold onto your pants. You can release that extended leg, sit up nice and tall. We'll add a little twist. So this bent knee pointed up towards the ceiling. Step it up and over that extended leg. And we're gonna hug it in with our right elbow. And if you can add a twist, you can just look over your left shoulder and keep pulling this in close towards your body. Don't forget to breathe. Look forward, unravel that leg, and we'll take it to the other side. So you're going to bend your right knee. And we'll get a stretch over that extended leg so you can fold forward, maybe grabbing hold of your foot, maybe not. Try to keep your back nice and long. Hug a little deeper. Let your head go. Take that bent leg, knee up towards the ceiling, step it on over. You're gonna hug this time with your left elbow. Hug it in close, then you can twist, look over your right shoulder. And untwist, looking forward. Detangle your legs, wiggle them out, and we'll bring the soles of our feet together. You can hold onto your feet, sit up nice and tall, let your knees fall out to the sides. And you can move them up and down a little bit. And then you're going to grab the outsides of your knees, tuck them back in. We're going to hold onto our legs and roll onto our back and let our knees fall down while our feet fall to the floor, and we're going to let them go side to side. From here, you'll hug your knees into your chest. And we're going to start to rock forward and back, getting a little momentum until you come right up to seated. In a comfortable seated position towards the front. All right, so from here I will leave you guys with just spend a couple minutes taking any last little poses that your body needs, and then I would really recommend taking a couple minutes to just lay on your mat, legs and arms out long by your sides, close your eyes, and just take a few minutes to really breathe and settle in and let the effects of your practice sink in. But I wanted to say thank you guys so much for sharing along with the yoga practice. It was kind of fun to do, so I hope you enjoy the rest of your night. Namaste. Good night, guys.